but we also have facts are facts, and that's what we're going to do right now. Now, obviously, we need homes, obviously, and other buildings for shelter, but heating, cooling, and lighting them takes a toll on the planet. So operations for buildings make up about 27% of all global emissions. That's because most of the world still relies on coal-powered plants for electricity. Now, while clean energy is growing, coal and gas still dominate.
Yeah, the more homes we switch to renewable energy, the lower our emissions will be overall. Simple math here. But making buildings more climate friendly isn't necessarily cheap. And for some people, it's financially impossible.
Yeah, so the triple bottom line is helping to change that. Instead of just focusing on the standard bottom line, things are broken down into 3 Ps: profit, people, and the planet. To share more insight on green solutions and the works to positively impact communities, we want to bring in Ryan Kristoff. He's the Director of Business Development for the Triple Bottom Line Fund. Ryan, thanks so much for taking out some time to talk to us. I want to start with talking about what the Triple Bottom Line does to help people access these green solutions.
Great. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. TBL Fund is it's a national nonprofit that is a CDFI. It's a community development financial institution. So it's got a pretty broad mission to provide economic, environmental, and social benefits to disadvantaged communities. Right now, it's basically a nonprofit bank. It's providing financing to projects, primarily rental affordable housing projects and indigenous communities, to subsidize the costs of energy efficiency, renewable energy, energy storage, health and safety upgrades, and it's doing some really interesting financial engineering to do that.
And it seems like right now you guys are focusing some of your attention on the tribal communities. Who are you guys working with, and what part of the country are they in?
Yeah, great. So TBL Fund was originally founded through ICAST, which is another national nonprofit. And ICAST and TBL Fund are working with tribal communities in New Mexico primarily right now. We're doing some really interesting stuff where we are focusing on helping them really benefit from the clean energy transition, rather than doing the business as usual route where they sort of lease their land and, you know, they might benefit from some renewable energy built there or whatnot. We're really helping them finance and fund projects and develop projects where they can really own large-scale renewable energy assets, energy storage assets, and really help them move towards energy independence and even energy sovereignty.
Cool. That is so awesome. Now, a growing solution that we've talked a lot about for homeowners is solar power, but we know that not everyone can afford it. A lot of times it's a really big upfront cost, or maybe they don't live in a single family home. So how are you helping low-income residents in maybe multi-family housing situations access solar energy?
Yeah, so we work directly with owners of affordable housing, and so we're doing a couple things that really helps folks living at rental housing, specifically rental multifamily affordable housing. So, and it really comes back to sort of our mission to provide triple bottom line benefits. So when we're helping these owners get access to this technology and finance this technology, we're reducing the utility bills for low-income families and fixing some income seniors living there. We're working with those communities themselves on workforce development and job training opportunities, and we're really helping really significantly reduce carbon emissions. And some of the ways we're doing that is really by providing what's called energy financing. So energy financing isn't a new concept. It's basically you're using the return from the energy savings or the energy generation, whatever cost savings you're getting from that, to finance and pay for the initial investment to make those upgrades. But it hasn't been leveraged well in low-income communities. And so TBL Fund and ICAST have really been figuring out some cool, innovative ways to do that. And we're trying to help others do that and scale right now.
So how does your fund get financing, right? How do you guys get money? And then how do people access that money if they need help?
Sure. So there's a couple different ways. So one of the ways that we have gotten funding in the past is through banks. So banks are mandated through what's called the Community Reinvestment Act. So it's called CRA, where they're basically mandated to lend in low-income communities. It was the act in the 70s that was basically meant to prevent redlining. And so they make investments into CDFIs like TBL Fund to really invest into these communities as TBL Fund sort of a specialist at doing that. So we get funding for investments through banks, but we also get government investments and foundation investments. So through the passing of the Inflation Reduction Act, there's billions of dollars coming to some of these financial institutions. And we're really trying to help make sure that money gets facilitated into low-income communities. And then how low-income folks really get access to it, one, there's sort of outreach where they can speak to their owners about how they might be able to get upgrades on their properties. And then two, it's sort of a concerted effort on our part. We're really targeting the most at-need communities. We're looking at communities with the highest energy burdens, where they're paying the highest percentage of their income on energy bills. And we're really being proactive to go and convince landlords and affordable housing owners themselves, hey, this is the right thing to do.
Nice.
I
well,
love that.
Great for the awareness. Great that you're helping everybody out. Yeah, we just need to spread the word.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to thank you guys. It's Ryan Kristoff, Director of Business Development for Triple Bottom Line. Appreciate your time, as always.